Hello students, welcome to this English class. I am Dr. Bharachandra Samal, Assistant Professor of English, BJB Higher Secondary School, Bhubaneswar. I would like to tell you something about the Mahatma's stay in London when he went to attend the second roundtable conference there. And in this text, in London in -4, Louis Fisher makes a very limpid delineation of Mahatma Gandhi's stay and his experience in London while he attended the second roundtable conference, and his experience was a mixture of something pleasure and profit and pain and pleasure. So, Mahatma Gandhi went to England. Let us now sum up the unit 1 of the text before going to the unit 2. The part which we have already done in unit 1 and a part of the unit 2 as we have done it in done them in the previous class. And here Mahatma Gandhi tells you about his experience, and this experience is presented by Louis Fisher in his text. And here in unit 2, as unit 1 of the text, we come to know that Mahatma Gandhi went to attend the second roundtable conference, and he went with his entourage, and he went on a ship called SS Rajputana to attend the second roundtable conference. He stayed there in Kingsley Hall, and he became the guest of Maria Lesher. And we come to know that Mahatma Gandhi had the kind of dress which was very funny for the English people, and he was a wonderful newspaper copy in England. All the newspapers were full of Mahatma Gandhi. The newspapers were full of Mahatma Gandhi, and therefore Mahatma Gandhi was a wonderful newspaper copy in England. And reporters buzzed around him. Journalists asked him several questions, and a reporter asked him about his dress, and Mahatma Gandhi replied that you people wear plus force and minus force. How interesting remarks were given by Mahatma Gandhi, very witty and interesting remarks were given by Mahatma Gandhi, and it was a very interesting experience that Louis Fisher presents here. And Mahatma Gandhi also attended several meetings, and he was addressed at several meetings, public meetings, and in all the public meetings Mahatma Gandhi explained the meaning of Indian independence, how India, what kind of independence India required, the kind of independence India wanted. It was a different kind of independence that India wanted, as Mahatma Gandhi hinted at. And let us now continue in this from this where we had stopped. So, Mahatma Gandhi wanted to explain the meaning of Indian independence to the English people. He wished, this is the meaning, he wished India to cut off from the empire entirely. He wished India not to cut off from the empire. That means India should not be controlled by the empire, because the empire was controlling controlling India. India was controlled by the empire. India was controlled by the king. The king or queen sent a viceroy to India. The viceroy was sent by the king, and the king was the head of the parliament. As the president in India is the head of the parliament, you can say, because he was head of the country, and he can summon the parliament, and he can prorogue the parliament, he can dissolve the parliament, so particularly Lok Sabha. And therefore, as we come to know that Mahatma Gandhi's stay in England was an interesting one, and Mahatma Gandhi never wished that India has to cut off from the empire entirely. That is, India should not be controlled by England, by the empire, by the emperor of England. India should not be controlled. India should be given independence. India should control herself, and not from the British nation at all. He wanted, or he wished India to cut off from the empire, but not from the British nation. That means, what is the difference between these two things, two ideas? He wanted to cut off the relationship from the empire, not from the nation. That means, he wanted to continue relationship with England, but he wished to cut off from the empire entirely. That is the meaning of independence he wanted. And the emperorship must go. He wanted that there should not be emperorship in India. The empirical power, empirical power should not be there. The empire should go. The emperorship should go. So, India should not be controlled by the emperors. So, the emperorship must leave, must go from India, and India to be equal partner with Britain. India as a country should be independent, and as Britain is a country, India is a country. As Britain has its own principle, has its own laws, and it is controlled by its own laws, India should also be controlled by her own laws, and India as a nation should be free. India as a nation should be independent, and it should live. India should be like Britain, and it should be an equal partner with Britain, but Britain should not control India. Britain as a country should not control India. That is kind of I mean kind of independence Mahatma Gandhi hinted at. And sharing her joys and sorrows, Mahatma Gandhi wanted to share her joys and sorrows. In the sorrows and joys, and the happiness and sorrows, both the countries should share, should love each other, should share the happiness and sorrows. Therefore, this is the kind of relationship Mahatma Gandhi wanted, and he also wanted this kind of freedom or independence for India. And again, let us see what Louis Fisher tells you about that. And he says the emperors must go, and they should live on equal, they should share and partnership on equal terms. That is the most important thing Mahatma Gandhi hinted at. They should live on equal partnership, and nobody should be controlled by nobody, and England should not control India, and India should not be controlled by England. That is the thing. So, they should live on equal partnership, or partnership on equal terms. And again you see, he saw what others had not discerned. He saw that means it is a kind of new, it is a kind of a new philosophy. The emperorship must go, the emperorship must live. England and India should live, they should cooperate with each other. That is a kind of independence Mahatma Gandhi wanted, but the emperorship should not be there. India should not be controlled by an emperor, should not be controlled by an empire, and he did not also want isolated independence. Was not his goal. He did not want isolated independence. Isolated independence was not a good one. Isolated means separate independence. He loved independence, but independence on equal terms. Both England and India should love, should live together, and should have relationship with each other, but there should not be an emperorship, and India should not be controlled by England. India should not be controlled by the empire, and this is the thing Mahatma Gandhi. So, therefore, he said isolated independence was not his goal, and he emphasized voluntary interdependence. That is called Indian independence, what Mahatma Gandhi hinted at. He believed in, he gave emphasis on, he emphasized voluntary interdependence. So, voluntary interdependence is independence, and therefore, voluntary means optional, not compulsory, voluntary, optional, interdependence, depending on each other. India has to depend on India or India may depend on England. This is a kind of voluntary interdependence, optional, not compulsory. So, again he also hinted at another term. You see, he says creative interdependence. What is creative interdependence? Creative interdependence means law of nature in love, no, law of nature in love, law of nature in friendship, work, progress, security. And to maintain these things, if you maintain these things in a country and if you maintain these things mutually in both the countries, we call it voluntary or we call it creative interdependence. That is, both the countries should have these things and they should believe in these ideas: law of nature in love, friendship, work, progress and security. To when we maintain these things, we can have the creative interdependence, and creative independence is very important, and he hinted at two things. One is voluntary interdependence, the other is creative interdependence. Voluntary means optional, that is, both the countries are free to develop their own ideology and depend on each other on equal terms. And here another thing he also devises his philosophical speculation. He hinted at creative interdependence. Creative interdependence means law of nature in love, friendship, work and progress and security. And everywhere he made friends with his charm, frankness, humanity and accessibility. Charm, he has a charming personality. Mahatma Gandhi had a very charming personality, and therefore his charm, frankness, he was very frank, open. You know, Mahatma Gandhi loved truth. He was the high worshipper of truth and non-violence, and he was frank, he was open, he never told any lies, and for his due to these qualities like charm, frankness, humanity and accessibility. Accessibility means a man who was freely available, and he accepted all kinds of people to meet him. That is called accessibility. And the charm, frankness, humanity and accessibility are the important things that we find in Mahatma Gandhi, and these qualities in Mahatma Gandhi helped him make friendship with others, and everywhere he went he made friendship with all kinds of people he met. And here again the students look at what Louis Fisher tells you more about Mahatma Gandhi, and the Mahatma Gandhi tells you that he even walked into the lion's den in Lancashire, where he had caused painful unemployment due to his agitation for khadi. And you see, look at the idea what Mahatma Gandhi tells you about. He even walked into the lion's den. Why does he say that it was a lion's den? The place Lancashire was a lion's den for Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi went to Lancashire. Lancashire is the textile, it is a place which is full of textile mills. This is the place in London which is full of textile mills, and this Lancashire, the textile mills, it was beset with a lot of textile mills, and this was for Mahatma Gandhi called lion's den. Then lion's den, it was called lion's den for Mahatma Gandhi. Why was it called lion's den? A lion's den actually is a very dangerous place. A lion's den is very dangerous place, and it is a very, if you go there, fear hangs around. Danger hangs around. Everybody is afraid of this place, and there is danger hanging about all around. And Lancashire is a very dangerous place. Why? For Mahatma Gandhi particularly. This place is full of textile mills, and Mahatma Gandhi, although he made friendship with everyone, and he went to attend and address several public meetings. He also went to the Lion's Den. For Mahatma Gandhi called it Lion's Den because it was a dangerous place for him. Because when Mahatma Gandhi started the non-cooperation movement in India, when Mahatma Gandhi started the Swaraj movement in India, boycotting foreign goods, and he started he made a clarion call. He gave a call to the people to for this, and this was a very important thing we shall discuss again. Yes, students, let us see what Louis Fisher tells you about Mahatma Gandhi's experience in London. And when he went there, when Mahatma Gandhi went to England or London to attend the second roundtable conference, he had a very strange experience and a very beautiful experience. And as we know that he addressed several public meetings. He attended different meetings and addressed there, and he wanted to let the people of England know what Mahatma Gandhi wanted and how India desperately needed freedom, independence, and why India should lead an independent life. Why the English people should leave, why the English rulers should leave India for good, and that is the thing Mahatma Gandhi wanted, and the kind of independence Mahatma Gandhi wanted. He addressed all these things, he addressed the public meetings speaking about the kind of independence Mahatma Gandhi wanted, freedom for the country. And yes, dear students, look at what he says. He even walked into the lion's den and in Lancashire, and Lancashire for him was a lion's den, a very dangerous place. As a lion's den is a dangerous place, Lancashire was also a dangerous place for Mahatma Gandhi, because when Mahatma Gandhi started the Swaraj movement, and he called people to boycott the foreign goods, and he also he told people, Indians, to use cloths spun by themselves in India. They should not use foreign goods. To teach a lesson to the English people, to teach a lesson to the English mercantile nation, he wanted to he gave a call, a clarion call to the people, and he said that Indians should boycott the foreign goods. That happened, and therefore, when people also accepted it in large numbers in India, and India accepted it in large numbers, and it happened, it had a very tremendous effect on the English rule, English regime in India. And he said, as Mahatma Gandhi gives his experience here, Mahatma Gandhi's when Mahatma Gandhi gave his call, and English goods were not sold in India, and when English goods were not sold in India, English company faced a heavy loss, because the products which were produced in England, particularly in Lancashire, the clothes and dresses, those were produced there and sent back to India for sale, and India at the time was the biggest market, and they collected huge amount of money from India, from the Indian market. And therefore, when Mahatma Gandhi started the revolution, like not wearing the foreign goods, not wearing foreign clothes, and Lancashire, which was full of textile factories, textile mills, they stopped, because they could not produce any more cloths, because there is no demand. People did not purchase the goods, the cloths produced by Lancashire in her factories, and when the so stop I mean the factories were closed down. When the factories stopped, it was natural that there is no production. When there is no production, no employment was there. People those who were working there, they were rendered unemployed. They had to quit the job, and because the company did not want them to continue, because there was no production, the company was at loss, and the company never wanted to continue the employees there, and the employees were thrown out of their job, and they became unemployed, and therefore their family suffered. Their families suffered a lot, the children suffered a lot, they did not find any food to eat, and where he had caused painful unemployment due to the agitation for khadi. When Mahatma Gandhi started the agitation in khadi, for khadi in India, and he said that Indians should put on their own dress, own clothes, they should spin their own clothes, and they should put on their own clothes. They should not use the clothes made by England. Therefore, England suffered a heavy loss, and the Lancashire also suffered, because many textile factories stopped there, and many people were thrown out of job and became unemployed, and where he had caused painful unemployment due to his agitation for khadi. And he says, one in a meal workers meeting said, but you see, look at what one person in a meal workers meeting said. This was the statement given by a person, an unemployed person, who was rendered unemployed due to the agitation for khadi in India, and he became unemployed, and his family suffered a lot, his children suffered a lot, and this is the statement he gave. I am one of the unemployed, but if I was in India, I would say the same thing that Mr. Gandhi is saying. And you see, I am one of the unemployed, he says. I am one of the unemployed people. Among the unemployed people, I am one. But I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing as Mahatma Gandhi says, and therefore, this is quite natural. What Mahatma Gandhi did was not wrong. He approved of Mahatma Gandhi's gesture for fighting for the cause of the country. He says, had it been my case, I would have done the same thing, because as I love my country, he also loves his country. And how, when India was controlled by, and India was suffering like anything, because in the hands of the English people, and it wanted to be free, and what Mahatma Gandhi is saying, I would have said the same thing if I had been there in India. This was the, you look at how people understood. People did not misunderstand Mahatma Gandhi. People did not take it otherwise. They loved Mahatma Gandhi. So, he made friends even among those who he hurt, and many people were hurt by his activities. Many people were hurt by his activities. Still then, in spite of the fact that he was hurt by many, he hurt many people, still then people loved him, people understood that what he said or what he was doing for the greater interest of the country. Therefore, people did not misunderstand him. That is a very important thing that Louis Fisher tells you. And he said, I found that my work lies outside the conference. Mahatma Gandhi said it. Mahatma Gandhi said that his work is not confined to the conference only. So, he says, I found my work which lies outside the conference, not only inside the conference. Okay, conference was an important thing, and he had gone there to attend the second round table conference for the cause of the country. Okay, that was very important, but that was not the only consideration. And he said, I found that my work also lies outside the conference, and the Mahatma Gandhi wanted to give importance to something which was outside the conference, not inside the conference, because it was something that Mahatma Gandhi hinted at or emphasized on, was to sow the seed. He says this is the real round table conference. What is the real round table conference? The seed being sown now may result in softening the British spirit in stopping brutalization. This is the real round table conference. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi continued he addressing the people in England. He went to address several public meetings. He said, I found that my work lies outside the conference. Outside the conference, besides the things that he gave importance to the second round table conference, he had to do something more, and that would help to get Indian independence. And he believed that this is the real round table conference. What is the real round table conference? That is I mean addressing the people and making them and explaining them the meaning of Indian independence. That is the real round table conference. And he says, the seed being sown now may result in softening the British spirit in stopping brutalization. The seed he says he was sowing the seed, and this seed will sprout, they will become seedlings, then they will become big trees, and that is that will be the independence. The seed that was being sown would become a big tree, and that big tree is the independence. And he was sowing seed for the Indian independence, and the seed that he was sowing would one day soften the British spirit, the British attitude in stopping brutalization of the country. Because in India was brutally I mean tortured by the English people, and therefore he wanted to stop brutalization in India. And therefore, as he was addressing the people and he was addressing the audience, as he was addressing the journalists and the reporters, which would be carried to the people, and the people of England should know and understand what Mahatma Gandhi said was good, right or not. So, that is the thing, the kind of thing he believed in. And here, so now let us now match the words in column A with those in column B. I am now giving the words praise, segment, unforgettable. In column A, praise, unforgettable, excited, feasible, see clearly, cruelty, large section. So, these are the words in column A, and let us now as a part of your vocabulary, let us now come to words in column B. Words like segment, agog, memorable, discern, viable, upload, brutalization. These are the words in column B, and let us now join the words, match the words of column A with column B. How can we match? You hold a pen and have a notebook with you. You make a list of these words, list of words in column A and a list of words in column B, and try to match meaningfully which word would match or which word can match with which word, and let us see, let us compare and let us now match the words of column A with column B. Okay. So, yes dear students, now are you ready? Have you written down the answers now? Okay. Now, I am going to tell you the answers and you see and compare whether your answers are correct or not. Okay. Now, see answers: praise, upload, unforgettable, memorable, excited, agog, feasible, Bible, see clearly, discern, cruelty, brutalization, large, section, segment. Okay? Now you got your answers. Let us now come to the next words. Derive verb forms of the following, and I give you some words here. Hard, you see, you make a list of words, these words. So, are you ready? You make a list of these words, dear students. When you make the list, make a list of these words: hard, strength, length, tight, light, height, bright. I have given you some words here, and now derive the verb forms of these words. Okay? Write the verb forms of these words. Hard, write down these words: strength, then come to length, then come to another word, tight, next come to light. Okay? Now height and bright. Okay. Now you wrote down these words, students: hard, strength, length, tight, it is light. Okay, it is tight, it is light, height and bright. How can you derive verb forms of these words? Are you ready now? And you write down the verb forms of these words in your notebooks. And after doing it now, let us now compare, and you make a correction in your notebooks. How many answers are correct? How many answers of yours are correct? I am now going to show you the answers, and you see how are the answers are. Okay. Now compare your answers. Hard, harden. We use en as a suffix. So what is a suffix? Suffix is a part of a word that comes at the end of a word, at the root word, and here the root word is hard. In order to make it verb, we use a suffix en. It becomes a verb. In all these words we can use en. Hard becomes harden. Hard is adjective, and harden is verb. Strength is noun. Strengthen is verb. You use en. Length, lengthen. Tight, tighten. Light, lighten. Height, heighten. Bright, brighten. We use en to make these words or to derive verb forms of the words that we give. And here, dear students, now see what come to the grammatical ideas. Insert appropriate articles. Look at the sentences I give here. Insert. You are ready with your notebooks and a pen with you. So, dear students, now hold a pen and start writing the questions, and then insert appropriate articles in the writings, in the sentences. The parallel, I mean here the question number 1, write down: parallel was aid of Gandhiji. Okay. The second sentence, Gandhiji was sole delegate to second round table conference. Okay, Gandhiji was sole delegate to second round table conference. The third sentence, he spent considerable portion of his salary for poor. He spent considerable salary for poor. Okay, next question number sentence 4. After graduation she joined university. Question, sentence number 5. Germans are industrious nation. Germans are industrious nation. Next, write down the next sentence. 6. Mr. James is European journalist. Mr. James is European journalist. 7. Gandhiji's dream didn't become reality. Gandhiji's dream didn't become reality. Okay. Now sentence number 8. Delightful picture of leader was taken outside Greenfield Mill. Delightful picture of leader was taken outside Greenfield Mill. Next sentence, you write down the next sentence. Rich lead life of unrest. Rich live life of unrest. Next sentence, you write down the next sentence. I like beauty of this place. I like beauty of this place. Okay? Yes, the students, you wrote down all the sentences. Now come, you write down the answers. Supply correct articles. Use right articles in the right place. Use right articles in the right place. You wrote in your wrote your answers on your notebook, and now I will show you the answers, and you compare the answers, whether your answers are correct or not. I give you some time. You write down the answers. Just insert correct articles. Okay, are you ready now? Now I am going to show you the answers. Look at the answers. Okay, see the answers. The first sentence is parallel. The sentence was that parallel was aid of Gandhi, and the answer is the. So when we have to use the articles, articles are very important items. Articles are very important items, and although these are the structure words, these words are essential for the structure of the sentences, and these words are very important for the meaning of a sentence. And when the definite article is used here, the parallel was the aid of Gandhi, the aid, because when there is only one, we use one and particularly particularized. When a sentence is particularized, we use the. When the part of a sentence is particularized, we use the, and we shall discuss the other things of that use of articles hereafter. Yes, the students, now again resume what happens here. If you come to the second sentence, Gandhi was the sole delegate to the second round table conference. You see, again particularized. Mahatma Gandhi was the sole delegate. It is particularized. Therefore, the goes before sole, and second round table conference again, because we use the before comparatives, and here second roundable conference is a and it is a, yes, it is the it is a part particularized in the sentence, and therefore we use the roundable conference. And he spent a considerable portion of his salary for the poor, and he spent a considerable salary, and consider here a is used because there is no specification. A considerable portion is there and a specification is not given here, therefore it is an indefinite article. But when the is used before words like poor, it indicates the whole community, that is poor community, and when it is the rich, the poor, and we use the before such words to indicate the whole community. So, dear students, next idea that we come across is after the graduation she joined a university. We use a before a university because here it is a consonant sound. University, when we say university, it gives you yaw sound, and this yaw sound, this is a yaw sound, and when we say university, it is a yaw sound, and it is university. Yaw sound means it is a consonant sound, it is a semi vowel, and semi vowel is a consonant, and is it a consonant sound, we use a before that, we cannot use an, and a university. The Germans are an industrious nation, an industrious, because industrious is the first sound of the word industrious is a vowel sound e. So, industrious nation, and before industrious we use an, and German is a community, is a country, and German people, Germans means German people, that is a community, that is a, therefore we use the before Germans. And Mr. James is a European journalist, it is like university, when you say European it is yaw sound, and therefore a is used before the consonant sound. And the next is Gandhiji's dream didn't become a reality. Next, delightful picture. So, a delightful picture of the leader was taken outside the Greenfield mill. So, it is the specification and the particularization. And the rich again, like the poor, the rich lead the life of unrest. I like the beauty of this place here because it is particularized here. So, dear students, let us see what the writer tells you more about this man. And a preposition links nouns, as we have discussed in the chapter preposition in the previous class. A preposition links nouns, pronouns, phrase and noun phrases to the other words in a sentence. And look at the prepositions, use correct prepositions in the blanks. He was sent as a delegate, use because the words are given. Get ready with your pen and paper, and he was he was sent as a delegate dash the general body meeting. Use which one is correct, for or to? Yes, you write down the answer, and the right answer is 2. The social workers took a walk dash the nearby slum areas. Through, into, which one is the right preposition, and use the right preposition in the blank. Okay. Through is the right word. Now come to 3. Pay respect dash the superiors. For and to, which is the correct preposition? Yes. So, 2 is the right answer. She smiled dash me while passing by her house. To, at, which is the correct answer? Are you ready with the answer? Yes. At is the right answer. What do you mean? Dash democracy. For, by, which is the right answer? By is the right answer. He was wrapped dash white cotton cloth. In, by, which is the right answer? In. In is the right answer. He engaged them dash conversation with in. Which is the answer? Right answer. Yes, In is the right answer, and I have given you the answers, and look at the answers here. Answers are given, and so dear students, we shall now discuss the ideas present here in this text, and let us now sum up the ideas how this text is a very important text for us all. And in London in -4 is a text by Louis Fisher, and Louis Fisher tells you about the experience of Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi had gone to London to attend the second round table conference. He had gone with the other people, and the entourage had accompanied him. He had gone to attend the second round table conference in London that was held in 1931, and Mahatma Gandhi was accompanied by the people, and he was the only delegate, he was the only representative from the Congress, because the whole India wanted that Mahatma Gandhi was enough. Mahatma Gandhi must do for the good of the country, because the whole India banked upon Mahatma Gandhi. What Mahatma Gandhi would do must be for the good of the country, and this was the kind of confidence that the people of India had in Mahatma Gandhi. And therefore, this is another thing that we come to know, and Mahatma Gandhi went there in his usual dress. The 4 items of dress that Mahatma Gandhi put on, he put on some dress, the loin cloth, a shawl, a pair of sandals, dangling dollar watch. So, these are the 4 items of dress, and but the English people put on 4 items of dress, and that were different from the dress that English Indians put on, particularly Mahatma Gandhi put on. And he said that when he was asked about his dress, he answered, he gave a very brilliant and witty remark about his dress, and he said, you people wear +4 and I am in -4. So, you are in +4 and I am in -4. This was the very, you see how it was a very witty and interesting remark that Mahatma Gandhi gave. And therefore, Mahatma Gandhi when he went on morning walks, through the slum areas, and while he went on morning walks through the slum areas, the men and women looked at him and smiled at him, and he also smiled back. He engaged them in conversation, he made friendship with them, and later he also went to their houses, and children called him Uncle Gandhi, and the children also held his hands and enjoyed. Mahatma Gandhi also enjoyed his experience there, and he made a friendship with everyone else. He was a wonderful newspaper copy. He enjoyed everywhere, and he loved Indians, he loved English people, but he wanted that India should live, we should love India, but English people, English rulers, English administration should go, English administration and rulers should leave India for good. Thank you very much.